Hey, it's Joshua. So before I make this video, I just want to remind everyone that I am protected by the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and this video cannot be held against me unless I'm making any threats. Today is August 7th, 2016. Now this video is the latest on the ordeal with UMass Amherst women's lacrosse. The reason why I said UMass Amherst women's lacrosse because UMass Amherst is not the only D1 women's lacrosse team. UMass Lowell is not too long joined Division One. But anyways, let's cut to the chase. Like I said in the last video, I've spoken to two former UMass women's lacrosse players about the grudge I had against the women's lacrosse team because of that player. Yeah, we all heard about it. Not saying the person's name because not trying to feed the fire. None of that stuff. But yeah, they spoke to me about it. They saw my tweets and my social media status. You know, obviously I was tweeting about UMass Amherst women's lacrosse getting their butts kicked by Maryland in the Delete 8 back in May. I know, but a lot of people understood me. You know, a lot of people did outside of UMass because obviously they knew what led up to it. But yeah, other things as well. I was tweeting that stuff, but nothing crazy. But yeah, I was rooting against them. Yeah, so like I said, the two players who used to play women's lacrosse before Angela McMahon was the head coach, they spoke to me about it. No, they made a good point. I shouldn't punish the whole team because of one person. No, I really shouldn't. And they're right. Now here in Dorchester, I spoke with a pastor. Someone told the pastor about my tweets and all that stuff. And the pastor sat me down at the church I always go to in Dorchester. He talked with me about it. And he told me that, I should really let the whole thing go because all this hatred towards the team is not good for the mind, body, and soul. And all the other religious stuff. I'm not trying to go there. But these three people, they had a very good point. They made a very good point to me. So I agreed with all three people that I was going to put that aside, put that to bed, let it go, no more grudges. So it was working fine until the day I went to Boynton just to talk with one of the coaches. Yeah, about the orange squares I gave them. It's about UMass divest. So obviously, in case you didn't hear, UMass Amherst finally divested from fossil fuels, making them the first public college in the nation to divest from fossil fuels. Back on the chase. Yeah, I wanted to talk to that coach about it and stuff like that, but then coach wasn't there. Obviously, HR was asking how I'm doing and stuff. I told him fine. I was just fine. And then, like I said, when the coach wasn't there, I like, okay, maybe another time I come back. I was on my way out, and then, yeah, like I said, one of the new staff stopped me. One of the new staff that's been here since July 2015, stopped me, asked about she had helped me anything. I said no. But yeah, you get it. But yeah. Let's talk about that. Everything has been fine ever since, and the tweets I did and stuff. I know it got everyone worried and stuff like that because it drew a lot of attention from a lot of UMass alums. And not to mention, they are very concerned about how I'm being treated by these new athletic staff. Yeah, but one of the alums I'm good friends with said it's unfortunate. Another alum said, you know what the problem is? They don't get you. That's the problem. And the one in the UMass alum I've never met before, he reached out to me online. This alum graduated back in the 90s. And this alum said to me, the reason why you're having problems with the athletic department is because they don't understand you. That's what the alum told me. He said that UMass athletic staff doesn't understand you. That's why you have these. That's why you're having these issues with the athletic staff, these new ones. And of course, 2 years ago. But in one of my group therapies, one person said this: why did the HR have to bring up the women's lacrosse thing that happened 2 years ago? Was it really necessary to bring that up? That is a good question. And I don't think it was necessary at all for that HR, for UMass Amherst Athletics to bring that up. It was not necessary at all. So, yeah. So that HR person for UMass Amherst Athletics, he should have never brought that up to begin with. Especially if it was 2 years ago. Especially if I'm not the one who started the whole deal. That former athlete just doesn't understand me. That's the thing. That's the problem is. The former UMass women's lacrosse athlete, the 2-on-1 scorer, didn't understand me. And yes, a person with autism was railroaded because people didn't understand him. You can add that to the book as well. And also, if you're gonna address things with people with autism, it's cool, but you got to keep in mind there are certain things you don't say to people with autism, such as you're somewhat of a threat. No, bring up stuff that's not even necessary. Well, that's threatening behavior, all that, getting all hard on him. Kind of like unnecessary roughness, like that meeting was 2 years ago. I know one former student athlete's parent called it unnecessary roughness. That meeting with equal opportunity and all that. Yeah, because I never did anything to cause all that. Just like I said, that former player just doesn't understand me. That's what it is. But anyways, this is part one right now. I'm going to get on to part two soon. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for part two. To be continued. Thank you.